Hi, I'm Kate Heffernan and I'm a Vinyasa yoga instructor here in Boston, Massachusetts. And this is part of a series about downward facing dog and some of the sort of trouble spots we see in down dog. Today, what we're going to be working is the action of really bringing your arms up by your ears without also back bending. So what you'll need is a block for this. And you're going to lay on your back in a supine Tadasana. So supine Tadasana, your big toes are touching or as close to touching as your legs will allow. Heels are slightly apart. And when you do that, your knees, your thighs, and your hips when you lay down should all be facing straight up towards the ceiling. So from here, I'll have my block. I'll just place it nearby on my belly. Now, when I lay back here, what I really want to notice and what I'm going to ask you to notice in your positioning, again, that your thighs are pressing towards the floor, your toes are facing straight up, hopefully touching, but if your legs don't allow that, at least double check that they're still pointing straight up, even if they don't touch. Now, pay attention to the lift of your lower back. So for most of us, the naturally occurring curve in our lumbar spine, that's our lower back, our butt hits the floor, and then somewhere just above the top edge of your bottom, your lower back lifts up off the floor, and then you hit the floor again somewhere in your mid and upper back. So what I'm going to ask you to do in a second, what most people love to do or tend to do because we're tight in our shoulders, is back bend more and lift more of the back off the floor. What you need to try to do here is really keep this part of the back, wherever it's touching the floor, still down. So you're going to bring a block between your hands and bring the block straight up towards the ceiling. You're hugging the block with your two palms, fingertips point up, thumbs are sort of facing the back of the room. Now, first thing I want you to notice, are your elbows straight? If not, straighten them out, but plug the heads of your shoulders back and into socket so you're not reaching too far away. Now, in this position, naturally, your biceps are facing the wall behind you, your triceps are facing the wall in front of you, and this speaks to the rotation that we're also looking for in downward dog. Now, I re-engage through my feet, point the toes straight up, press the thighs down. I'm not going to let my back change at all. So very slowly, almost at like a glacial pace, I want you to start to reach your arms back towards the floor above your head. And for most people, we get somewhere around here and it gets harder to lift the block back towards the back of the room. So instead, we move where we're flexible and pop our ribs open. So keep your front ribs heavy, keep that top of your back still on the floor, and see if you can allow your shoulders to do the work instead. So you might stop any point, maybe you might even get your blocks to the floor. But again, notice the lower back still has a lift, but it hasn't been accentuated. It hasn't been added onto. You'll hold here for another inhale. Then when you're ready to come out, it's again an inhale that leads you out. So you're going to lift your arms up and bring them back to your starting position. Now, if you come back to your starting position and all of a sudden you feel your ribs drop down, you know you back bended. You know that you kind of lost control of your ribs as you lifted. We're going to do that 2 more times. Again, slow and steady is the name of the game. No need to move fast. On an inhale, you'll start to reach up. Exhale, begin to gradually reach towards the wall behind you. Again, move slowly enough that you can really isolate the movement into your upper arms and your shoulders, rather than where you're more flexible, your back. When you hit your stopping point, hold for a breath, squeeze your block, and then inhale back up. And then last time here, exhale, start to move. Ribs are heavy. Front ribs are heavy, I should mention. Your back stays in the exact position it was before your arms reach towards the wall behind you. Stay for 3, 2. On the 1, inhale to reach yourself back up. And then you can bend your elbows, release the block. Bend your knees to plant your feet. And either roll yourself off to a side, or you can pull the knees in enough that you can rock front to back up. I'm going to roll off. And then from here, we're going to come into all fours, and we're going to talk about the wrists. That's another piece that tends to be really challenging in down dog. If you're not used to putting weight on your hands, if the wrists are even slightly misaligned because they're your foundation, it'll start to cause problems all the way up through the pose. So when you come into hands and knees, you're going to walk your hands a big inch in front of your shoulders and straighten your elbows. Look down at your wrists, and you'll see when your hands are flat against the floor, there are these wrinkles that happen in your wrist. I call them the wrist creases. We want those wrist creases parallel to the short end of your mat. If you know that you are a tighter body in your shoulders, then instead of being absolutely parallel, you just turn your hands slightly open. Open is better than closed. If you're closed, that's going to hunch you forward in your down dog and kind of poke your elbows out. If you're slightly open, it's encouraging that same rotation of the arm, the bicep facing forward. So make that choice depending on how you feel your shoulders reacted. If they felt quite tight in that last exercise, just turn your fingertips maybe 1/4 of an inch open to each side of your mat. So again, straightening your elbows, turn your biceps to face the front of the room. And I'll show you this so you can see. So hands are either parallel wrist creases at the top of the mat or slightly cheated open. Spin your biceps forward. Draw your triceps in towards the midline. Now, right from here, you're going to try to keep all of those actions. Press down into every knuckle. Press down into every fingertip. Keep the elbows as straight as you can as you separate your feet, curl your toes under. Keep the biceps rolling forward to the best of your ability. As you exhale, press back, down dog. And you might notice that this position of the arm is the same position we were just working with that block between our hands. Keep anchoring down into every fingertip, every knuckle joint. Keep rolling the biceps forward, firming the triceps in, and let your head relax. When your head relaxes freely, ideally, it lands directly between your upper arms. If it doesn't, it's usually a sign that you're bowing out through your elbows or sinking in through your biceps. So always look back at the hands, double check that the wrist creases are well placed, or turn them slightly open if you need more space. Breathing in your down dog, biceps forward, triceps in. Press down into the palms to lift your forearms, lift your hips. Take one more full inhale here. Lift high to the balls of your feet. Tap your knees down. Sit back, hips to heels. All right, thank you for joining me. Namaste.